Good morning and welcome to the 445 Productive Through Joy show with your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher. The show is each weekday morning, hella early AF at 4:45 a.m. here on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel, then 4:45 p.m. on Facebook Live. Guys, today we're talking about resilience, and we need that today during these times, the times of 45. Um, Thank you for listening. Allow me to say a few words about myself first. If you are new to the show, this is your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher, author of the New York Times bestseller Raising Fences, author of the acclaimed historical novel Americas, author uh, of Animating Black and Brown Liberation, A Theory of American Literature, which was a Pulitzer Prize nominee. I'm also the board president of the World Stage, a great nonprofit here in Los Angeles' Crenshaw District. My educational background is UC Berkeley as an undergrad, my master's from UCLA, and my PhD in English Lit from the University of California at Riverside. Guys, I'm an expert at being productive, all right? I don't say that to brag or boast. I say it because people are almost always surprised to hear that level of productivity, given how crazy my own personal narrative is. I am the product of a young sister who was sexually assaulted at age 16, gave birth to me at 17, and subsequently gave me up for adoption to an extraordinary single divorcee. Yet at the time, no biological father, no adopted father. Listen, difficult times for the young MD. Yet as cool Modi famously said, "How you like me now?" Right? And if I can be this productive and be so through joy, um, I know many people can do it. In their own way, in their own lane. We are facing our own challenges, obviously, and I am saying that. Um, I know we can find a way in our own lane to manifest our dreams, and that really, despite our backgrounds, right? And that's, of course, we need to always absolutely still address, as I have been almost all of my adult life, addressing all types of injustice, all types of inequity, all types of unfair playing fields, and there are many of those now, obviously. Or if you know me, that's an obvious statement. And I'm saying, and still, we have to still, given that context, as our ancestors did against extraordinary odds, make a way out of no way. And those rules are not fair. I'm just saying we have to still do. We can't allow the powers that be to, derail us because they're going to do what they're going to do anyway. Pretty much, right? So I say all that to say that's what really inspires this show, because we know it's not where you're from, it's where you're about to go. So thanks for being with us here. All right, so let's dive into the topic. I should say, just please go to productivethroughjoy.com. See about us. We speak to groups, schools, and organizations about being productive through joy. Series of great workshops, webinars, stuff that can help you, help your organization, no doubt, your community. Just go check us out and holla, and we'll holla back. Okay, let's dive into today's show. So, guys, we're talking today about resilience. Man, this has been such a crazy time. I'm laughing because you can't make this stuff up. It's been so challenging, man, for a lot of people, including me, just keeping my mind right. Because I don't wake up like this. I'm like, be honest, I got to work at this. This is meditating, up early, reading, and through it all, and dealing with the emotional ups and downs of these times. It's very difficult. I know it's difficult for me, and I spent a lot of work in this arena, working on various aspects of the mind, the spirit, the soul. I know for a lot of other people it's more difficult, because all of us don't have the desire, wherewithal, or interest to do that internal work. A lot of us do, but some of us don't. And in my experience, it takes work to be healthy mentally, spiritually, physically. You have to work at it. I mean, anyway, so I know people are hurting because I'm hurting. I know people are having a hard time because I'm having a challenging time just to fight through it all. You know, and that's why we're having today's show. That's why today's show is on resilience, because even though it's been challenging, I've been struggling, just the emotional fatigue of all of this drama, shooting black people for breathing. I'm black. Listen, I'm concerned about my life, my family's life, like at an existential level, my friends' lives. Yes, of course, we all are. If you're black, we know what it's like to be out in these black bodies. I'm going to protest. I'm in police's faces. I mean, you know. So we're all concerned. And during times like these, we have to be resilient. So point one is that, well, how do you get to that space of resilience? You get so exhausted. This is really exhausting work. I mean, I've been so exhausted. I know if I'm tired, I know a lot of people are tired. So we have to be resilient. Well, how do you get to that resilient space? Well, point one, if you know the show, we talk a lot about you have to do the internal infrastructure work, right? We always come back to that because that is the key. It's the meditating, it's the ritual, it's the up early, it's the reading spiritual texts or energetic texts, whatever you are into, that can build you from the inside up. That's got to be the lifestyle. It's every day because as lately, especially, this drama has been happening every day, right? Because 45 is a dramatic individual at the top of the chain. Just his whipsaw, unorganized, crazy is whipping the country around as well. I mean, it's really, I mean, it'd have been great to have Obama during this time, right? But we got who we got. So, and we have to deal with that as well. On top of everything else, the cat in charge of the country is who he is. It's pretty scary. And we're all seeing the impact of that. And we know he has, of course, a major role in all what's happened because of his who he has in his administrations, people like Stephen Miller, who's has a long history of white supremacist ideas and thought back to his time at Duke, when he was a part of a cadre of young white supremacists there, who are now he and his boy, whose name I can't recall right now, who's like probably one of the top 2 or 3 leaders of the white supremacist movement. That was his close friend at Duke. They were colleagues there. So that's the president's senior advisor. Think about how incredible that is. Stephen Miller, Stephen Bannon, who was there as well, the architect of Breitbart, which is the platform, self-described platform of the alt-right. Those are the cats who, I mean, that's the neo-Nazi. That's Charlottesville. The alt-right is Charlottesville. The alt-right neo-Nazis. That's what the alt-right is. That's the other cat that Stephen Bannon. That's the other cat that 45 had in this administration. That's what he's about. So we have to deal with that type of drama. So of course he has a role to play in the death of, obviously, and Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd, and the other racialized deaths that have happened in the last 6 months, because he's fomenting racial tension, as we know, around the country. So we have to deal with all of that as well. And so you want to be prepared, right, for that by undergirding the self. Point two is you want to do it every day. It has to be a lifestyle. It can't be a thing that you do once in a while, because it'll still help you, honestly, but to really be able to deal with this stuff and still, here's the thing, resilience is being able to have productivity, success, whatever the context. And of course, you're going to take some L's. I've taken a lot of L's the last few years. Oh my God, I'm talking about some major L's. Being attacked, people being unethical, people in my circle really being, wow, I'm talking about shocking behavior, because that's what people do. When people are not centered, they act out, and they operate from their smallest selves. And at times, if you're like me, when people are your friends or your colleagues, you give them access. I don't want to be the guy who says keep your friends close and your enemies close. I don't want to live that life, So at times you're vulnerable to being attacked or hurt by your friends, by people in your inner circle, because you don't have your guard up around your friends. So I'm still trying to, in my own way, work out a better system, because I've taken some L's the last few years because people in my inner circle have basically attacked me and betrayed me. I mean, it's been really deep. I was unprepared for that, so I'm still trying to work that out in my own system. So again, you're going to take some L's. I still going to take some L's. But overall, you're going to take more victories than L's, which goes into point 3. You'll take more victories than L's, because L's are going to come, and you'll be able to be in the joy when you do that internal work as a lifestyle. Because, you can take a bunch of victories and then be unhappy. You don't want to live that life. You want to be able to still be resplendent in your joy. Boom, goes the dynamite. That's all we have for today's show. We'll see you this afternoon at 4:45 p.m. Until then, let's talk about it and be about it. Deuces.